Hello everyone, welcome to the second episode of Hull City Transfer Talk. A little bit different this week. I'm going to do less of the editing and stuff, and because I can't bother to set the camera up and stand up because it's too hot. So I'm instead just going to do it sat down, got some stuff written in front of me. It's going to be a shorter one than than last week as well. We've got the two main outgoings, Allsop, which I've spoken about. That apparently is for around £1 million, which initially I didn't believe. Then it came from James at Hull Daily Mail, and if that's true, then oh my god, we have had Birmingham's pants down. That is don't quite know how we've managed that. And then there's Ozan TUFAN going to Trabzonspor. And look, we discussed this in detail on the podcast, a lot on a live Q&A. So that's on YouTube now, on the To Hull and Back podcast YouTube channel, which you can go and have a little look at, and you can see me and Tom answering all your questions and what have you for about an hour the other night. But it's gutting to see Ozan go. Really gutting. And if Liam Rosenior was still the manager, I don't think he would be going. But regardless, £1.7 million, €2 million, it's an odd transfer fee because we signed him for £4 million 2 years ago, and he's at least an £8 million player now because of how fit he's got and the way he's been playing and what have you. But something I thought about after the stream when we talked about it, and something that someone mentioned to me on Twitter, we got Abdush for 2 mil. And, you know, we'll see the best of Abdush this season, right? Is this a little bit of Ajun returning the favour and giving Trabzonspor TUFAN a little bit cheaper because they let us have Abdush a little bit cheaper? I don't know, just a theory. And look, we've got a massive rebuild to do, and as much as I love both of them as players and get on really, really well with one of them personally, I'm going to say this publicly now. Both Greaves and PHILOGENE have to go. They do. Greaves, like I said last week, needs to get this career move right. And the way things are at the minute, we're not going to be anywhere near promotion this season. So he's got to move. And look, that's between 40 and 50 million for the two of them, right? And that can fund us building. It can fund the rebuild we need to do this summer. We need between 10 and 15 players. With FFP constraints, we ain't going to do that. And we can't be in this same situation in a year's time where we've lost everyone who, you know, sort of spearheaded the lineup. Carvalho, Delap, Morton, TUFAN, who we've had to sell on for FFP because we don't want to let Greaves and PHILOGENE go. We can't be in this situation, right? So how about we use that 40 to 50 million and fund an actual proper permanent squad of Hull City players? Yes, with a couple of loanees, because that's the Championship. But an actual proper permanent football squad that won't get ripped apart in a year's time because they're all going back to other places. And we can actually use to actually build a team and go somewhere. Just an idea. Just an idea. And on that note, the Telegraph reported this week that Jacob Greaves is a top target for Ipswich Town, which for me would be, I've spoken about Greaves getting this career move right. Ipswich would be the wrong move, I think, because there is a very, very, very high chance that they will be back in the Championship in a year's time. Everton, I think, would also be the wrong move because he can't show how good he is on the ball. So he's got to be looking at a West Ham or a Palace. For me. And then Team Talk reported that PHILOGENE is a target for West Ham and Southampton, and they are preparing offers. They're the only outgoing rumours this week. Baz Cooper has said on incomings the club are, quote, working hard on new additions, and he can bring us some updates on that soon. But another quote, nothing concrete on that just at the minute. So the club are doing some stuff, and I definitely don't think they'd have sold TUFAN without having a replacement lined up and been working on stuff and having a list of targets. You always have a list of targets for every position. And, well, Kev Sauvage, who is French-speaking press in Belgium, I think, said Noah Ohio is set to leave Standard Liège permanently, and we are looking at him, obviously, and I'll see the wording he used on that quickly because I haven't written it down. This is gonna. I think. Where is it? It's gonna be there. That's all Ozan. Here we go. So we could come back in for Noah Ohio is the wording. Vibes and impact sub. Do not care. Noah, sign it. Adrian, Tan, Tim, football brain team, get it done. And then that leaves, finally, according to the Belfast Telegraph, Derry City centre-back duo, Daithí McCallion and Connor Barr, aged 19 and 18, are targets for us, Brentford and Palace. I'm going to be honest, I know nothing about them. Nothing about them at all. Nothing about them at all. So we're going to leave that one there. Finally, Adama Traore has today joined Ahmedspor in Turkey. On the same day, the same organisation that broke Traore's move to Ahmedspor said that Ahmedspor have reached an agreement with Greg Doherty as well, which I'm not sure I could see Doc going to Turkey, to be honest. He's got a young family. That's the way I see it. And yeah, we had last week finally on Back to the Outgoings a To Hull and Back exclusive that Ryan Alsop has gone. Matt Ingram might be next out the door. According to our sources at the podcast, he's a target for Rotherham. To replace Victor Johansson, Steve Evans has a list of 3 goalkeepers on his shortlist. Matt Ingram is one of them. When there are more details, you will know. That's what I've got to say. That's transfer talk this week, everyone. A little bit different. Yeah, I do these outside last year, but it's boiling and I'm ginger and white as a sheet. So that's not a risk I'm willing to take. See you for when the TUFAN news is confirmed and if we have any other news during the week. But the next one of these will be Monday next week. Take care, everyone. See you later. Up the Tigers, and goodbye.